Hey guys, finally you can see me. Sorry for the delay. First of all, I was supposed to get this on a few days ago, but the bank holiday weekend was a bit busier than expected. So, as you requested, you wanted to see GBPUSD broke down, kind of how I see it and what we're looking for the next few days, the next week or so, and see basically if we're after buys, sells, and what POIs we're after. So we'll jump straight into it. So as you can see, I've got the daily up here. So we're making lower lows, lower highs. So so we're in a clear downtrend. I can't get the tool I want. Right. Yeah, so we've got lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower low, lower low, lower low, creating. So we're in a clear downtrend on the daily. So if we zoom in a little bit, you can see this big breaker structure just there. Right, if we write that there. So what caused that breaker structure? Well, the main cause was up top here to just before. You can see this last up candle. That little one there, if we zoom in so you can see that a bit better. You got that last up candle there that basically started the big impulse. You got this massive impulse going all the way down there. And that's basically started it. So I would be looking at getting up there pretty much in the next kind of couple of weeks. So that's the kind of the longer look at it. So if we drop down, we know we're looking for sells. Ideally for now we're looking for sells until it gets till it changes character on basically on like a 4 hour. So if we drop down to the 4 hour, actually, let's have a look. What we got? Right. So we have actually broke this lower low here. That's a bit clear anyway. Yeah, so we broke that. And what broke that, by the looks of this, was this order block up here, which hasn't been tested yet. So I would personally like to see, I'd like to see it retrace back to here at some point soon. So if we can get a bit of retracement back up to here, and then I'd be looking at a sell. I'll be looking at a short around about there, and then create a new lower low. But that's the 4 hours. So if we look, you might be waiting a few days for that to happen. So if we get rid of this, jump down to the hourly, let's have a look. So for now, I can see a lot of lows. Let me just draw this out. So this whole area has got basically a lot of stop losses underneath it. There's money everywhere under here. There's some under there, there's some stop losses under there, some under there. So there's a lot of liquidity under here. So what I'm expecting to happen at least is I'm expecting a big break through this. And then if that happens, more than likely we will create an order block just here. It's not the neatest, but you get the drift. And then what I would be looking for is a retest on the order block over here. I'll do it a bit neater in a sec, but if that gives you the idea. So if that retraces and taps in to this order block just here for a sell, I would be looking for a short there. If it breaks through, then we will be looking for the following. So if it breaks through that order block, let me get that out of the way. So let me draw the order block for you first. So, right. So at the minute, you can see the market's doing that. And I'm expecting it to shoot down, take all that liquidity, and leave an order block just above this supply area. So we will be looking at it. There'll be an order block roughly. Don't want to work, does it? It never wants to work, right? Roughly there, basically what started the impulse. So then, if you're looking for sells, which we ideally are because we're in a sell market overall, we want this to retrace and tap into this, and then on a lower time frame, so drop down to like the 2 minute, the 7 minute I like, which works quite well. You want this to break a level, which you want it to break a little level within in the lower time frame, and then it will then create another smaller order block on the 1 minute, say, and then you want it to retrace back up to that. I hope this is making sense to you all. You want it to retrace up to that, and then you want it to shoot past this level, creating the flip. So this first one, right, that first one is the chock, and then the second one is the flip. So if the flip happens on the lower time frame, i.e. the 1, the 2, the 7, or even the 10 minute, then you know that it's a good change of character, and then you can ideally wait hopefully a few minutes to see if it taps into the next order block, or you can set your sell limit just before. I normally do it about a pip or so, just under the order block, just to make sure it taps you in. Cover the highs of this area, or even you could even cover the overall order block if you wanted, and then drop it straight down to the lows. At least you could aim lower and then just basically either trail your stop loss or just take partials. I use both depending on the trade itself. So that's a possibility to keep selling if it does break that, which it could not. You know what the market's like. It could do any of this. You know, I'm just guiding where I think this is going. So let's get rid of this. The other option, what could happen when it gets to that order block is right. So like we said, we are like this at the minute. We shoot through it. We then leave the order block again like we've just done. There's your order block. Now, if this retraces, drops down a little bit, but doesn't create the flip, so it could create a chock, which you can see now. There's your chock. But if it doesn't create the flip, then you know that it's more than likely going to shoot through the order block. And more than likely, if it does that, then it will then create a demand area. If it's broke that supply, so let me mark this. That's your supply area. And this then this becomes your demand area because that broke the previous supply. And then you can do the same again. You go down to a lower time frame. You let it come down to this. And if it breaks this area, then that's the flip. Because as you can see, this then becomes that becomes your change of character because it's broke through the supply area. And then the second one is create the flip. And then again, you've got, let me make this a little bit smaller. So that is tacked that one in. And then more than likely, it has left you a nice order block past the 50% mark. And there's your demand area. And you know that the change of character is happening. And then you can set that around about a pip or so there. Cover to the order block, either that block or this block, whichever you feel comfortable. And then you can just aim as high as you want and just trail stop loss or take partials. Either way, guys, as long as you take some money, a percentage out of the market, then you've done everything as should be. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense, but let's go back into this. Let's clear it again. It always gets a bit messy here. I can't even think now. I'm going mad. Right. So there's the hourly. We've got equal lows here, equal liquidity. Pause. So yeah, I'm expecting it to blow through the bottom of that, and then we'll see what happens from there. If we do start riding higher and we break the supply areas and we start reacting to the demand zones, then we will be looking at the 4-hour zone that we said previously up here. That's the more extreme, so we would be looking at that ideally if we started becoming buys. But as it stands, I'm definitely looking for sells. So we'll see what happens this week and next week. But I will keep us all updated and see what's what. So hopefully that's helped. Any questions, jot them down. Obviously, if you can follow me, that's great on Instagram at the Rule of 7. Any tips for better videos or what you want to see or anything, then just let me know, and I'll catch you on the next one.